I mean, y'all see what's happening. Food theory, the secret to McDonald's Sprite. All right. I don't know about y'all, but I want to know why McDonald's Sprite be hitting. If you drinking Sprite, get it from McDonald's. Don't get it from nowhere else. Get it from McDonald's. Okay? That shit slaps. Let's see what's going on, bro.
Everyone knows that McDonald's Sprite tastes way better than just ordinary Sprite. Why is it so good?
What is the secret to McDonald's soda fountains? It's a great question that's been circulating around the internet for the last 5 years. And that is what I aim to answer today. And let me tell you, the truth is in the place that you'd least suspect it.
Let's see, man. People be saying they put crack in this.
Welcome to Food Theory, the channel that hits different. For a while now, the internet's been obsessed with the fizzy mystery that is McDonald's Sprite. In case you've never had it, it's like perfectly chilled liquid pop rocks bursting with lemon lime flavor. The general consensus is that the Sprite being served out of McDonald's soda fountain is stronger, giving it an electric or even a spicy taste.
Why is it spicy?
Order a Sprite, extra spicy.
Extra spicy? Whoa, it's spicy!
Others have said that this stuff is so powerful it could probably fry fish.
I'm about to fry some fish. You want some? I got something strong enough.
My personal favorite flavor comparison, though, is that it tastes like what a Super Saiyan 2
oh my
looks
god,
like.
that is perfection right there. The explanation to it, I'm gonna turn you to Super Saiyan 7 for you to buy, and they don't even exist.
My personal favorite flavor comparison, though, is that it tastes like what a Super Saiyan 2 looks like. Crisp and full of lightning. It's even gotten to the point where McDonald's and Sprite themselves have had to acknowledge this trend.
Hey everybody, Chris K here. I'm in the mood for some spice. First, the spicy Sprite. That's spicy.
But obviously, the next question that everyone has on their mind is, what exactly makes the drink so explosive, so good, so
You don't know what's in it, bro?
Well, the internet has plenty of theories. Food theories, trying to answer exactly that. In general, the guesses circulating the internet boil down to 4 key factors. The first is that the Sprite syrup getting shipped to the restaurants gets special treatment due to a long-standing partnership between Coke and McDonald's.
Coke sends syrup in plastic bags to other restaurants and stores. They send the syrup to McDonald's in stainless steel containers.
The second theory is that the carbonation levels are just higher at McDonald's.
So you get more carbonation, that's why it burns your nose.
Third is that the Sprite is extra sweet to better combat the saltiness of McDonald's fries.
McDonald's hired a sensory scientist, and he found out that the salt that they use in their fries enhances the flavor of the Sprite.
And finally, some have thrown all of that other stuff away and said that there's no difference, but rather everything's the result of McDonald's having a larger straw.
Apparently the straw is bigger, so you get more flavor in your mouth. Okay, this one's definitely bro. Who even writes this?
So today we're putting this debate to rest once and for all by digging into the facts and then running our own battery of scientific tests. Why is McDonald's Sprite so different? Is it different? Or is this just a self-fulfilling prophecy?
Bro, it's different, bro. Man. So these people saying no lost their taste buds during COVID, bro. Like, I'm not hearing none of that. It's different. Get you a McDonald's Sprite and a can of Sprite. A bottle of Sprite, whatever have you, it's going to taste different.
Started by the internet hype machine that now everyone just implicitly believes. Get ready, theorists. Today we obey our thirst, but follow the facts. Now, before we get to my big taste experiment, putting all these theories to the test, I think it makes sense to look at the possible explanations one at a time to see if there's anything we can debunk right off the bat. The first hypothesis that I've seen circulating around is that Coca-Cola specially delivers the Sprite syrup to McDonald's restaurant in these large stainless steel tanks. This is the result of a long-standing relationship between the two companies. And right off the bat, this one does seem to be rooted in some amount of truth. You see, the relationship between Coke and McDonald's started in the early days of the restaurant's expansion, with the two companies partnering up and largely growing together. Their relationship is so strong that Coke is contractually barred from selling syrup to other restaurants for less than what McDonald's pays, even if it means costing them business. There's even a division at Coca-Cola dedicated to specifically McDonald's business, aptly named the McDonald's division. Look, they're saving the creativity for the marketing and not the department naming. Needless to say, Coke works closely with McDonald's to make sure that they have everything they need to deliver their product in the best way possible. And in turn, McDonald's spends a large amount of resources to ensure that they're giving their customers the best Coca-Cola experience they can. But does any of this actually affect the way that syrup is being shipped? Yes, it does. You see, the concept of delivering the syrup in stainless steel vats makes a lot of sense. The steel helps ensure that the syrup's flavor is the purest it can be. And when you look at the reality of the situation, Coke is indeed sending syrups to McDonald's in steel vats. shots. There's just one problem. It's not Sprite syrup. According to James McIntyre, a franchise owner from Pennsylvania, not all Coke products get the same treatment. The syrup for Coca-Cola, that arrives in stainless steel tanks. The Sprite, however, does not. It instead comes in the standard plastic bags that everyone else is using. That's right, it's just a box lined with a plastic bag. We even went to our local McDonald's and asked to speak to the manager, in the least Karen way possible, to see if we could get confirmation of any of this. And yep, only Coca-Cola gets the stainless steel vat treatment, not Sprite. So
what
that's
one
major theory debunked right
Mixing
off the bat.
it?
Next
What
up,
they
the
doing?
water quality and overall level of carbonation. As hype around McDonald's soda has circulated across the internet for the past 5 years, various sources have started to come clean.
That's crazy, bro.
McDonald's soda has circulated across the
Hey, look at these articles and shit about the damn Sprite, bro.
internet for the past 5 years. Various sources have started to come clean about how clean McDonald's soda fountains really are. And it's here that our friend James McIntyre, that franchise owner from Pennsylvania I talked about in the last paragraph, helps us out again, revealing that McDonald's has not one, but 4 different water filtration systems that the water has to go through before it ever makes it to the soda tower. This process includes a state-of-the-art reverse osmosis filter that works by applying pressure to the unfiltered water, forcing it through a membrane and into a storage tank, which in turn helps remove dissolved minerals, bacteria, and other solids. This makes the water virtually tasteless before the syrup gets mixed in, thereby ensuring a consistent flavor profile wherever you're going in the country. Usually a restaurant or a gas station that has itself a soda fountain is going to connect the water line directly to the machine. Rarely are they incorporating a filter, let alone 4. This makes the process simpler and cheaper, but apparently McDonald's isn't afraid to spend a little bit more. But it's not all about purity.
You might as well too, bro. You might as well if you're getting like this product that's like, it's kind of like Taco Bell having Baja Blast. Like you can only get it at Taco Bell. You know what I'm saying? You might as well pay that money to get something like exclusive, you know,
simpler and cheaper, but apparently McDonald's isn't afraid to spend a little bit more. But it's not all about purity. Once the water is squeaky clean and tasteless, the next step in the process is for them to make it sub-zero. All right, not exactly sub-zero, but just really cold. See, the other big difference is the temperature that McDonald's keeps everything at. Normally, other soda fountains are set to flash chill their sodas as they're being dispensed, so that they come out cold, but not cold. The Golden Arches, on the other hand, are pre-chilling not only the filtered water, but also the syrup to the perfect range between 33 and 38 degrees Fahrenheit, just above freezing temperatures. This range is important because it's the optimal temperatures for the carbonation of the water. You see, CO2, or carbon dioxide, the chemical compound that makes fizzy drinks fizz, has a higher rate of absorption and dispersion in colder liquids. In other words, the colder the liquid is, the more carbonation it's able to have. This is why warm drinks tend to go flat quicker. The gas is able to escape more easily. So with the Sprite's water and syrup both being pre-chilled, it's preventing any unwanted fluctuations.
All right, now let me ask this. The warmer it gets, the less fizz. All right, how about when soda in bottles, like a 2-liter, right? You get a 2-liter bottle, you drink it throughout the day, whatever, the next day, it starts tasting watery and flat and shit. How do you combat that? You know what I'm saying? How do you keep the fizz fizzing? You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense.
The Sprite's water and syrup both being pre-chilled, it's preventing any unwanted fluctuations in temperature when the water and syrup get mixed together in the soda fountain. In other words, the claim that McDonald's Sprite is more carbonated is technically true, but not for the reasons that you would expect. It appears like it has more to do with the colder temperatures of the water and syrup rather than any sort of artificial increase in the amount of actual bubbles being shoved into the mix. But then what about the syrup to water ratio? One of the biggest myths that you see circulating around the internet is that the syrup to water ratio coming out of McDonald's fountains is actually higher than what's being served up in a typical bottle or can of Sprite, thereby making their soda sweeter and thus more flavorful or stronger to the drinkers. This is one, though, that McDonald's themselves have publicly shut down, saying that there's no special formula they have. That said, I'm not just gonna naturally trust a corporation. Can we take their word for it? The answer is actually somewhere between yes and no. While McDonald's claims to strictly adhere to the Coca-Cola standard of 1:5 water syrup ratio, or 1 ounce of syrup to every 5 ounces of water, they do take into consideration the ice that's being added into the drink, meaning that they have a slightly higher syrup content, but it's done so that once ice is added, you're tasting the equivalent of the standard 1:5 ratio. So pro tip to all of you watching, don't skip the ice the next time you drink at McDonald's. You're gonna ruin the ratio. You'll ruin the...
Why are you drinking anything without ice to begin with? Drinking warm, room temperature, hot things, bro. That's not supposed to be hot. You know what I'm saying? I can't. I need shit to be cold. what I'm saying? Bro, I remember, where was it? It was yesterday. I went to this food truck festival, bro, and they had passion fruit. And it was cold. It was like, it was being cooled. You know what I'm saying? But bro, they put no ice in it. And it don't hit, bro. It don't hit. I don't know how people can drink stuff without ice.
Art, and it'll just be a tad bit too sweet. So we've gotten our cup of Sprite straight out of the fountain, nice and cold with just the right amount of ice and flavor, but there's still something else at work here, the fries. Rumor number 3 states that McDonald's hired sensory scientists to help optimize how the sweet Sprite pairs with the salty fries, all in order to make the perfect combination.
Damn, I'm hungry,
and anecdotally, there's evidence
McDonald's
to back this one
sound
up.
good right
According
now.
to
Their
some
fries?
sources, McDonald's has developed a special ketchup recipe, one
Boy.
that's sweeter and tangier than other brands, that is specifically designed to match the saltier flavor of their fries. Now, according to my research, this has never been outright confirmed, but it is known that the company uses extensive taste testing to ensure that their products are as delicious as possible. And if they're doing it with ketchup, is it that much of a stretch to believe that they're doing it with the sodas as well? But that's not all. Back in the ancient days of the 1980s, when cars were powered by feet like the Flintstones, the French fries at McDonald's were fried using beef tallow instead of the canola oil that they use today. This made for an insanely rich, savory fry taste. Unfortunately, beef tallow is also incredibly unhealthy. So in the 90s, when the public grew more concerned about the saturated fats in their foods, they made the switch to plain old vegetable oil. Customers obviously
wonder how that
started to
tastes
complain,
like.
so McDonald's began adding natural beef flavorings to mimic the old beloved flavor. Yep, that means that the fries at McDonald's are not vegan friendly, so sorry any of you vegans out there that have been happily munching down on the golden goodness. But hey, at least they did have to pay $10 million as part of a lawsuit because of that very fact. Anyway, today their French fries still contain that rich umami flavor from the added beef flavoring and salt. Couple that with the refreshing acidity and sweetness of the Sprite, and you have yourself the bliss point, a term coined by market researcher Howard Moskowitz when describing the perfect balance of sugar, salt, and fat. These two complete each other like a fast food rom-com come to life.
How to lose a fry? How to lose a fry in 10 days? What do you mean?
Of sugar, salt, and fat. These two complete each other like a fast food rom-com come to life. But none of it is gonna matter if you're just guzzling the Sprite like an animal. And this, my friends, is where one of the smallest parts of this process makes itself the biggest difference: the straw. Hypothesis number 4, the size of the straw. Most people don't give the straw a second thought, but McDonald's gave it a second, third, and fourth thought. For example, did you know that McDonald's straws are actually wider than normal? Yeah, the diameter of a standard drinking straw is 0.24 inches, but a McDonald's straw has a diameter of 0.284 inches. Now, that might not sound like that much, but it's enough of a difference that a normal straw can actually fit inside of a McDonald's one. And just how much of that is changing the drink experience? Well, the advantage of drinking through a straw is that it delivers less liquid into your mouth.
I heard drinking beer out of a straw is better than off the bottle or can, bro. I don't know. I believe this. Like I'm just picturing myself drinking a McDonald's Sprite without the straw, just off the cup. I don't think it's gonna taste the same. At all, bro. I've drank Sprites out of cans with the straw. It hits a little more, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Not as good as McDonald's, but it does hit more.
Allowing you to warm it up faster and get more aroma and flavor through volatile organic compounds, or VOCs for short. VOCs help produce aromas of the food and drinks that we consume. Aromas that are intensified and become more complex when they warm up. That's why if you were to just take a giant swig of freezing Sprite, you'd barely be able to taste much outside of the brain freeze that's ravaging your head. But with a straw, it limits the amount of liquid that you can take into your mouth at a time, which lets it warm up briefly.
And bro, drinking through a straw is a good and bad thing, bro. Like, it's good because you get more flavor out of it, right? You get more of that feeling out of it. But it's bad because you just want more in that moment. You just want to chug that shit down. You know what I'm saying? It's a hit miss for real.
And at the same time improves air circulation in the mouth when you drink. The straw is also helping out with the carbonation because, while a straw might seem smooth to us, there are actually tons of tiny little bumps and indentations in there, all places where carbon dioxide molecules can attach to, thereby creating more bubbles, promoting more effervescence. This is why paper straws, which have even more imperfections, can
fucking hate paper straws.
Cause carbonated drinks to go crazy.
I hate the feeling of paper straws, bro. I hate sipping through them, bro.
Or at least that's how the
hate it.
science should play out. But does any of this actually make that substantial of a difference? It's finally time to put
Fuck
all
that.
these variables to the test. Take it away, live action Matt Pat.
All right, so with all our
Let's go.
variables set and ready to go, it's time to actually put
Bottle.
our money where our mouth is.
Plastic
or
bottle.
put our Sprite where our mouth is. I am joined on the couch by HR representative Rachel.
Hello, happy to be here.
Is that the lore that I should build for you at this point?
Sure.
Okay.
That sounds fancier than I am.
So before you, we have a bunch of different varieties of Sprite, so we can actually get a
Glass
side-by-side
can, bottle.
taste test on what truly is the best version of
Plastic.
Sprite. We also have variables of different straw sizes, so we can see if straw size is playing a factor in all of this. And then lastly, we have the fries. Right over here. It's lunchtime, which is great. We have some fries, so we can test out whether this
Need
Sprite
some.
is specifically engineered to complement the saltiness of the McDonald's fry, or if that's just a myth and they're all equally the same. So, how do you feel about Sprite?
I love Sprite, and I expect them all to taste the same, but I'm gonna enjoy them all.
Yeah, you think they're all gonna taste the same?
Well, I think with the fries, I think we're gonna like that one for the
Okay.
vibes.
Really, for the vibes?
Yeah,
Just purely
for
vibes.
the vibes.
Purely off of vibes.
But I don't think they're gonna be that different.
I firmly disagree.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. Long-term viewers of our channels will know that I can taste test the difference between Diet Coke from can to bottle to fountain to...
Yo. What's his obsession with Diet Coke? And ain't this shit worse than the regular Coke? I've heard that a million times. You know what I'm saying? What is it with Diet Coke that he's just like, it's my shit right here?
A glass, like it's very easy for me to, even from different restaurant franchises, I can tell you different Diet Cokes. I'm an addict. I wouldn't be surprised if this taste is vastly different. So without any further ado, let's crack these guys open, shall we?
You want me to?
This isn't a twist off. Do we have
It's
a
not,
can
bro.
here?
You need the opener.
Go for it.
Ready?
Bottle opener or something. You just did it with your teeth.
That's cap.
Or something.
That's cap. How do you do that?
You just did it with your teeth. Sure.
Just a talent.
Okay.
Hey, yo.
Pleasant.
Sprite.
Tastes like Sprite.
Tastes like Sprite.
It's not as carbonated, but this is a good baseline of Sprite. Not as carbonated as I expected, but also doesn't have that spiciness that you associate with
well
Sprite.
balanced.
Yeah, it's actually very smooth.
It
It's a smooth Sprite.
That boy licked that straw.
Huh.
I don't know what to do with that.
Huh. I don't either.
This feels flatter. It feels fizzier, this one does.
Right? That one feels fizzier.
I don't know if the fizz has a flavor, but it does change.
The fizz is what really feels like it gives you that like crispiness.
Yeah.
Or the little bit of the Sprite burn. And it does feel like when this one goes through this straw, this one feels bubblier.
It does.
Whereas this guy does not.
No trouble with that one.
Right? Yeah. Thanks. Thank you. What, should I enlist your teeth for this one? Huh. Okay. That one has less flavor to me.
I agree with that. It doesn't have much to do with the carbonation, but it does feel less sweet.
Here, try this one again.
Well, maybe they're not as different as I thought.
So Sprite all really tastes the same.
Yeah,
It's very similar.
There's differences in carbonation, but I feel like the taste is
Right?
consistent.
It does feel like the taste is consistent across the board.
Yeah.
It is purely based off of carbonation and less to do with the flavor mix.
The more carbonation it feels like, the less sweet it is. Whereas like this is more that's the flattest one so far. The other ones have like an airy feel.
We did an episode a long time ago about champagne and about how the glass bottles of the champagne and why you pour it into glass because it's able to retain the smaller bubbles better.
Oh.
And so I'm wondering if the glass bottle of the Sprite is actually playing into that in some way and is functioning the same way.
That was nice.
I was able to do that one too, sorry. I should have offered it to your teeth first, my bad. This is so vastly different.
There's a lot of bubbles happening. Those are close with the bubbles.
In terms of the teeny bubbles? Tiny bubbles.
But it almost feels like this one has the most flavor.
This is so bubbly.
Because the other ones are just so carbonated. I feel like it's distracting.
So what have we learned here? What is the most different Sprite? They all, to me, taste the same.
Fuck all that. Fuck all that. This the best one. What you talking about?
Yeah.
I'd probably put that second. I ain't gonna lie.
This one, I get a little bit of a sense of the can. This one tastes a bit watery because of the ice. This one...
Bro, it's probably McDonald's, bro. You probably maybe the time of day you went or something that on their end was different.
Is very bubbly through a straw relative to the other ones. But as far as the flavor difference, not a ton. And I'm surprised. My hypothesis, like I said at the beginning of this thing, my hypothesis was that it would be very easy to tell a flavor difference between all 4 of these in much the same way that you do with Diet Coke. I sit here and I think I'm completely wrong about that. All right, so with round 1 of the test complete, I think let's move on to the big boy straws. So this is what McDonald's is primed to give you, right?
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, of course.
Yours is better than mine.
I have a 4-year-old. I do it slightly more frequently.
That's valid.
I blew, speaking of my 4-year-old, I blew Ollie's mind one time by showing him the Giga straw. There it is.
Why do you call it that?
The Giga straw?
Just because it's more?
Yes. Because it's more. Obviously, we have a bigger boy straw. So now it's time to compare the flavor of the 2, right? Does the higher volume of stuff that you're getting in your mouth through this one complement this type of Sprite? Does it change things at all? Does it affect the amount of carbonation and bubbles that you're tasting? So without any further ado, back to the rounds.
You might need a Giga straw for this too.
Right?
It's good down there. It's easier to drink.
It's easy.
It tastes the same.
It still tastes like Sprite.
It tastes the same.
Spoiler alert, drinking it through a big straw has not changed the fact that it is still Sprite.
Here you go, Matt. You can open this one.
Oh, thanks.
Don't do that.
Boy, do not, bro. You'll chip your shit.
Lisa needs braces.
Bro, he gave you a bottle opener, bro.
He did! but
on you.
Those bottles ain't built for that shit.
Let's do the side by side real quick. So we got thin straw. Okay, thin straw versus thick boy. Interesting. We do it side by side.
The bubbles don't come through quite as much.
Right.
It's a little bit easier.
Yeah, it's interesting. Because the straw has texture on the inside, the soda's coming through it, so it's activating a lot of those bubbles, right?
It has those ridges.
Because you're
at the
getting
bend.
more fluid and less surface area, you're gonna get less bubbles overall, and that's exactly what I'm tasting here.
Yeah,
this one, the smaller straw is giving me stuff that is decidedly more bubbly and concentrating the bubbles. This is a much more balanced flavor for this guy.
This is a moment of truth.
Huh. Interesting.
What does that
I'm curious to get your opinion. I don't want to color any judgment.
To me, it's the same.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Here.
Stir it again. I think for some reason you almost lose the carbonation with the small straw and it comes back more with the big one. I don't think it's there quite as much as the other one still, but it is more balanced for sure.
Maybe I just like consuming my drinks
like
a maniac. Like sicko mode. Like, I'm drinking the whole thing. And it's not giving me much of a flavor difference. But it's giving me like...
It's a mouthfeel.
Yeah, it's a weird mouthfeel thing, right? Where having more fluid hitting my mouth faster is more satisfying.
It's better.
In some way.
Yeah, bro, because like, bro, obviously Sprite taste is the same. It's how it's, I don't know how it's happening is what is different. And like in this cup right here with that straw, that feeling you get, you feel me? That spicy feeling you get. That's what people like.
Hitting my mouth faster is more satisfying.
Exactly.
In some way. And when I'm drinking this, I find it much more enjoyable going through this straw than this straw.
I think it's just a wholer experience.
Not 100% sure what it is, but with both of the two, I would opt for the bigger straw. Even though I couldn't necessarily tell you why I'm opting for the bigger straw, I like it better.
For the vibes.
For the vibes.
Yeah.
For the vibes. Same thing. These straws are just too small. They create too much carbonation. And as a result, I don't get the flavor of the soda as much as
the sun and the straw, bro. They lace that shit.
Bubbles, and I don't like that much carbonation.
That's significantly
they lace the straw.
Carbonation.
Yeah, between the two.
Yeah, the flavor stays the same.
Yeah.
Through all of them, I think. But the carbonation affects the flavor.
It does. 100% across the board. In every single one of these, big straw is the better option.
The flavor is better.
You gotta stock up with some straws.
Yeah.
So
going to McDonald's, hit me a lick. You know what I'm saying?
McDonald's secret sauce here isn't so much about like the flavor or anything
straw.
like that. It really boils down to the straw.
Yeah.
But what's interesting, right, is as we continue to drink this, and as I get like overwhelmed with the flavor of Sprite, I appreciate the watered down, icy, you know, this is the guy that has the watered down Sprite flavor, whereas the other ones are just like pure unconcentrated. And so, like you said, this one tastes slightly different as a result of that. It tastes more mild. It's more soothing. And so like I feel like I can drink more of this. And this one at this point is like my favorite of these.
Yeah.
Because it's not just cloying the entire time.
Yeah, it does feel more refreshing. I feel like that's, if I had to drink all of one of these, that one's bigger, so I don't know if that's fair. But I would drink more of that one.
Yeah, it's mellower now at this point. Again, because of the ice, but as a result, I actually like it better. So maybe what the conclusion here is that normal Sprite is just too strong of a soda. And they just need to chill it out a little bit.
Nah, chill it out. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Keep it the same, bro. Keep that shit the same.
I mean, there's just a lot going on.
Bro, listen, why would you want to change something that's not broken? All right? There's a million different soda flavors. Go over there and you're not saying, leave Sprite alone. Leave Sprite alone.
Flavor and carbonation in all of these, and that takes a little bit of it away.
The fries.
Which is nice.
I'm hungry, bro.
Which brings us to the final variable.
I'm hungry, boy.
The French fries.
Right? So now the question is, will the Sprite from McDonald's be specifically engineered to complement the flavor and the saltiness of the McDonald's fry? Because we've ultimately decided that like the syrup tastes largely the same, I don't think that's
bust
gonna
down
be the
some
case.
fries right now, boy.
I'm super hopeful on this one, to be honest with you. This is better with fries than the bottle, for
I agree.
sure. Maybe just the sweetness of it.
Oh, I don't like the fries with the bottle.
This just feels right.
Right? What is it?
Bro, I feel you, baby. All right, it's just weird, bro. Imagine having McDonald's fries with anything else besides coming from the McDonald's cup with the McDonald's straw, bro. It's going to feel weird.
I don't like the fries with the
It's going to feel weird. Like the perfect combination right here is McDonald's cup, soda, and straw with the McDonald's fries. Anything else, nah.
the bottle.
This just feels right.
Right? What is it? I almost think the opposite,
Really?
right? Where I think these two that I just tried are so sweet and so flavored, whereas this one, again, has a little bit of that wateriness to it, which balances, like, it's mellower and a little bit waterier, which balances out against the, like, salty greasiness of the fry. If you were to ask me which one I would want, just, like, by natural impulse, which one are you drinking with these fries?
Bro, it's just like, it's one of those things you shouldn't and you cannot separate, bro. You know what I'm saying? Some type of shit like that.
Hands down. Hands down.
Hands down.
Right? And again, is it a flavor difference? No. It is more refreshing.
It is.
Yes.
And it's gotta be a mix
God, bro,
of
I'm about to cop me some, bro. What the fuck? Let me chill.
water and carbonation.
Let me chill.
And it's refreshing.
I feel like it's probably a combination of everything that we've talked about today, right? There is an element of the ice that's mixed into this, which makes it slightly more refreshing. There is an element of the straw, which makes it more consumable. And then, yeah, as I keep going back to the other Sprites, all the other Sprites have just that, again, like such a strong flavor as opposed to this guy, which is different in a good way.
Yeah, top tier.
Top tier.
Why? I don't know.
Yeah, and yeah, it's top tier and not in a way that you can clearly articulate, but is better.
Yeah.
So there you have it. After rigorous testing and absolutely attacking our stomachs with sugar, we found that McDonald's Sprite does indeed hit different, but not for the reasons you might expect. To start, the carbonation was actually less in the McDonald's Sprite than the others. We didn't really feel that snap, crackle, or pop.
Or maybe y'all didn't feel it. Again, I feel like it's just when you guys got it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. I feel like Sprite after like from McDonald's after like sets. I don't know. I'm kind of pushing. I ain't gonna lie, because I've had McDonald's in the morning, at night, early in the morning, like 1 a.m. type shit while I was out. It'd be hitting different every. I don't know.
But you know what? It worked, and we're not the only ones to think so.
This one kind of tasted too fizzy for me. I actually kind of like these better than that one.
The lack of carbonation there was a real surprise considering the science behind the McDonald's process. The cold filtered water should have allowed for more carbonation, but the ice and the rate at which the plastic cup heated up might have affected the fizziness. We also found that the flavor was milder and
look at the cup. The cup is dripping, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's probably hot out when they got it. It started, you know what I'm saying, getting like that and shit. Or maybe it's the room temperature in here is a little warm or whatever. But you can definitely see it was just dripping.
A bit sweeter. Ultimately, it amounted to an overall more pleasant experience and was the drink that we agreed would be the one that we'd keep coming back to. But in the end, the one variable that made the biggest difference across all the taste tests, the bigger straw. A fact that, I gotta be honest, was absolutely shocking to me. The wider straw made the perfect balance so you got enough fluid so you could taste the flavors, but also adding in just the right amount of bubbles. And even though
y'all think y'all think they did this on purpose, bro? Like they give out these straws just because they know like they designed it to have this type of effect, you feel me?
Rachel and I didn't quite see eye to eye on what made the fountain Sprite our favorite to partner with the fries. It was in a different league than any of the others in terms of how refreshing it was to drink and how well it worked with all that salty greasiness. In the end, the secret to McDonald's Sprite wasn't a matter of taste, which makes sense considering there's nothing special about the syrup that McDonald's is using nor the container they keep it in. Instead, it was a matter of how pleasant the entire drink experience ended up being. It's a finely tuned process that takes into account everything from temperature, the amount of ice, the straw you're sipping through, the dishes that you're enjoying alongside the drink. All of those things combined to make McDonald's Sprite truly special. And sure, it didn't quite make me feel like static, lightning, or the meteor that killed the dinosaurs, but we obeyed our thirst, and I was quenched.
It'll quench you. Nothing's quenchier. It's the quenchier.
But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory.
Now this is science. Good YouTube, bro. MapHat will never run out of strange ideas. If they do an episode revisiting old theories, I'd like them to come back to this one. The fact that they let McDonald's Sprite get watered down and settle while everything else was open fresh, I think could explain how the McDonald's Sprite seemingly walking out of this with an inverse appearance. Yes, bro. There could be a shit ton of more factors he didn't even mention here. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit. Hey, man. It's looking like, boy, this shit made me hungry, bro. I'm craving these two things right now. I blame you, MapHat. Listen, let me know what you guys thought. That's my reaction. If y'all enjoyed, give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't. I'm out.